Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome in 17 and some change. I am the Ecudez, aka Ecudez17, here to bring you my 2 cents. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hope everything is thriving on your end. Once upon a time, not too long ago, there was a debate between who would win in a fight between um, 100 gorillas and 100 men versus one gorilla. And much has been said on the topic. Uh, Debates have raged on and on, and there's no clear conclusion. Consensus, I should say. Um, I definitively have a side that I've been on that hasn't changed since the beginning of the debate. I picked a side, and I have yet to hear any evidence that would persuade me elsewise. Um, I fully believe the 100 men would win. Um, if we're talking average men, um, meaning some will be weak, some will be strong, most will be average. You're just taking random. So maybe I shouldn't say 100 average men. Let's say 100 random men versus a gorilla. And I think the numbers are just too much there. 100 is too much. People have this idea that a gorilla is gonna just be like flinging and like just like flinging people around and tearing people apart and just like they're a whole nother they are a whole nother species, but like they're monsters or something, like they're dinosaurs or something like that, right? And it's like a gorilla a gorilla isn't a dinosaur. So and 100 is so much, right? They say like, oh, a gorilla is a lot stronger than a human, is ridiculously stronger than a human, but it's not, you know, 15 times stronger. It's not 25 times stronger. It's not, certainly not uh 100 times stronger, right? Um 4 to 9 times stronger, so that almost indicates that, 10 men could do the job, right? And now that would be more close. That would be more of like a scenario like 10 versus 1. But 100, like, that's a lot. Like, that's so many. Like, you're gonna have casualties. That's the thing. Like, yeah, you're gonna have maybe the first dozen has to go. You know what I'm saying? But let's assume that this is a fight that neither party can escape, uh, or wants to escape. Um, and so yeah, the gorilla's gonna be monkeying around. He's gonna be throwing. He's gonna be flailing his arms, flailing his fist, jumping in directions that you're not very familiar with, and moving in unconventional ways, and just like maybe backhanding and just like he's gonna be a cyclone. He's gonna be a cyclone. He's gonna be You're gonna wanna, kind of stay out of the way, which most people will try to do, and they'll circle him and they'll encompass him. Like 100 people would mean the gorilla is like completely like encircled, could be completely encircled. Depending on the formation that you want to do. Like, and you're not just gonna like charge. You're gonna have patience and stuff like that, and you're gonna have like, you know, um, you're gonna let it play out if you're the humans. You know what I mean? Because the gorilla's gonna gas itself out. And I mean, and then assuming that there's no rocks or anything like that, you have rocks coming at you from 100 different directions if you're a gorilla. Um, but yeah, no, just bare hands. That's um, it's 25 people per limb. And no, gorilla would be screwed if you ask me. Would be screwed. Um, and then I heard another one today. It was, would you rather fight 25 squirrels or one kangaroo? And I picked the kangaroo. I said I'll fight a kangaroo. You know what I mean? And a lot of people picked the squirrel. A lot of people picked the squirrels. You know, a lot of people, like a large percentage. Uh, but I just don't. I don't see it. Not everybody picked the squirrel. Some people picked they would rather fight the kangaroo. To me, it's twofold. It's, somebody was like, "Oh, the squirrel, you could just peel a squirrel off, break its neck, peel a squirrel off, break its neck." But I'm like, they're gonna be biting you everywhere. Like you're gonna get, because they jump, you're gonna get bit in the tricep, then bit in the ear, then bit in the neck, then bit in the side, then bit in the leg, and you're gonna be like, ah, and and you're gonna be freaking out every time you go to grab one. I know there's gonna you go to grab one off your thigh because it bit into your thigh, and then another one's gonna jump in your face, and then you're gonna be like, you're gonna try grabbing that one, and then they're gonna eat this side of your face, and you're gonna and then they're gonna jump at your neck, and you're gonna be screwed. You're gonna be so screwed. If anybody ever offers you a fight between unleash 25 squirrels on you or one kangaroo, make sure to take the kangaroo. Um, the way I see it, and because also too, Kangaroos, they get up to 200 pounds at the most. Like they typically they don't usually like. I mean, the far end of the of when you Google how much a male kangaroo weighs, that's like the high side, like the end. It says it's usually between 44 pounds to 200 pounds, and I'm just like, first of all, anything under 200 pounds is victim weight, and um, I am like 90% joking when I say that. Um, but you know, Google also says a strong man or a well-trained man can probably oust a kangaroo, and I'm gonna consider myself one of those things. I think kangaroos like to box. I would love to box a kangaroo. I would absolutely love to box a kangaroo. And I think I would give it hands. Like I've seen kangaroos before looking like mad befuddled when hands were getting thrown at them and stuff like that. And now they don't have like human versus kangaroo boxing because it's like unethical or whatever. You can't just like take an animal and like fight it. But and then I saw that video of the kangaroo that had like a dog in a chokehold. He's like, I'm a kangaroo. I'm choking you. And then the owner, the dog's owner came up and was like, nyank. And the kangaroo was like, the fuck, bro? The fuck? And then the kangaroo left. And or they left or whatever. And nah, I think I would give the king. I think I would give the kangaroo the hands, bro. Like I think kangaroos, like they got that extra like balance with their tail. You know what I mean? Like they basically have three legs, which would be in theory tougher for me footwork wise. For a bipedal, for a human footwork wise and stuff like that. But they only really have they only really have straight punches. You know what I mean? And it's just like you're not gonna beat anybody trained with just like a 1-2. You're not gonna beat me with just like a 1-2 down the pipe, Mr. Kangaroo 1-2. And that nose that they be having, that nose sticks out. You feel me? Like conk clonk, you could just rate like that shit conk clonk. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And but now the kangaroo, it does have this thing where it'll use its tail and it'll fucking like a Pokemon Hasagai Haya, like a fucking Power Ranger Pokemon, and it'll disembowel you with its legs, with its feet, with its claws on its feet. And so it like kicks you. It's like a front kick. It's like a double front kick because it uses both feet at the same time because it has its tail foot, its tail extra leg, and then it's like a double front kick and with claws and then like a disembowelment. So that's a move, guys. If you're gonna go uh, fight this kangaroo, that's a move that you have to look out for. The disembowelment one, that's a dangerous one. So like, but just keep your distance. You feel me? Right? Just keep your distance, and then just watch. Like as soon as it goes and like lifts both of its leg at the same time, and it's like standing on its tail. That's when you gotta create more space. You gotta create more space, okay? When you fight the kangaroo next week, right? Um, so in that vein, I wanted to spend this uh, episode uh looking at some more looking at some different scenarios and kind of like hashing through them. So I gave GPT some like outlines of like what kind of questions I'm looking for. I gave him some examples and stuff like that. And yeah, we're gonna thingy bob. We're gonna go through them together, and we're gonna see. We're gonna discuss them. You know, so it should be fun. Um, it should be a blastoise, and it should be novel. You know, I I don't know what these questions are, so it's gonna be like we're gonna see together like what these matchups are and how we can break them down and who's gonna win. Um, and then I'll make my prediction, and then you guys make your predictions. Okay. Um. All right. So, all right. Let's just. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it straight up. I'll do it straight up, just how it has it. I'm not gonna like pick through, but I might go fast too. I might. I'm not gonna like. I might not like analyze every single one to like the extent that we analyzed the kangaroo and stuff like that. I got a pretty extensive list, so some of these are probably stupid. Um, but let's go through them and just do like first thoughts and stuff like that. All right, so right away. I mean, probably because of the examples I gave it and the fact that we were talking about gorillas and 100 men versus gorillas. So it wants to know 50 men versus one silverback gorilla in a shopping mall. I think that shopping mall gives the humans a huge advantage. Um, because humans are weapon users and everybody grab a bat. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I think you're good. If it's a shopping mall, if there's one Dick's, y'all go to a Dick's and got a few dozen baseball bats there and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then you could probably, if it's a shopping mall, um there's probably kitchens. And so if there's kitchens, there's probably knives. Um, anyways, even if there isn't kitchens with knives, there's probably box cutters and stuff like that. Um, in the back of these retail stores. Um, but bottom line, end of the day, long story short, um, your MO is to get the weapons, get your hands on the weapons, and charge and attack, and that's our advantage. We got weapons and stuff like that. So once again, I go with the humans. Cough. All right, and then it says 10 medieval knights versus one modern military tank with limited fuel. Well, I don't No, definitively. But I would bet a lot. I would place an extremely high wager on the fact that the that modern day tanks are designed to not open from the outside. Like they're designed so that you can lock them from the inside, so you can prevent access. I would hope you're doing a war. I mean, you can lock your car, so I really hope you can lock your tank. So, with that being said, if we have a locked tank, uh, what are the knights gonna do? What are the knights gonna do? You know what I mean? But they would have to climb it and be able to stay balanced on it while the freaking thing rotates and and the tank drives and moves, and you can go rough terrain and stuff, because their only chance would be to climb the tank and then start trying to break through the armor to like where the drivers are, um with their weapons and stuff like that, and that might work. You know what I mean? Like, or it might not. I don't know how fast tanks go. You say the tank with limited fuel. Well, how much proverbial fuel do um, medieval knights have? They're carrying a lot of weight and armor too. Um, so how many times can they dodge a tank? You know, no, I want to say the modern day tank. I want to say the modern day tank would be able to tire them out, run them over, uh, shoot them, right, with its cannon and stuff like that. And do modern day tanks have weapons outside of the cannon? Oh, they got several secondary weapons along their main gun to combat infantry, light vehicles, and aerial threats. Bro, people who are like military that are like watching this will be fucking like, raw. They must be tearing like punching the air, like, like I'm describing like like a 1950s fucking tank, and like here we have like AI tanks with like fucking probably like submachine guns on the sides that have like auto tracking and like infrared. Like we probably have like smart tanks and shit like that. Like I don't even know. Like I like I said at the beginning. Like I don't really know like what our tanks can do nowadays, to be honest. And I guess I'm lucky for that, right? Yeah, several secondary. car, coaxial machine guns, roof-mounted machine guns, often on remote weapon stations, smoke grenade launchers, anti-parallel. Can all of these secondary weapons be operated from within the tank? You gotta like get out and use them. Most of them are operated from within the armored hull, though some require physical. But still, bro, like, yeah, most are operated in the indoors. Like, I'm already like, I don't say less, bro. Say no more. Like, I'm taking the modern day tank with it, you know. So I think those medieval knights are screwed. One angry chimpanzee versus three trained MMA fighters. I'll take the MMA fighters. Um, it starts chimpanzeeing itself all over one MMA fighter. The other one can do a headlock. You know, I don't think it would even get a chance to chimpanzee itself on somebody because it's going to get front kicked in the chest and fly across the cage. Um, You know, that's if it doesn't get side kicked and have the same result. 100 house cats with perfect coordination versus one pit bull. Are you serious? Like, that's absolutely. First of all, that's no, the cat. Obviously, the cats. I should say. Like, that's just that's a no contest. That's just a drowning. Like, that's just a mauling. That's just I don't want to get like too like into detail with that one, but yeah, no, I think the cats are just too much. A lion versus a grizzly bear in a Roman Colosseum. Um, I mean, probably a grizzly bear, but maybe a lion. A lion would have to use its speed and agility. But I think like in the wild, like I think most of the time Grizzlies usually win that match. If and when they do fight in the wilds. Well, I mean it is so much larger. You know what I mean? So much larger and stronger and just like this thick hide and fur and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a lion person. Like, I like lions. Like, lions are my shit. Like, lions are my favorite animal and stuff like that. But the lion, it would need to be trained by a human. It would really need to use its speed in a smarter way than it does. You know, in a more strategic way than a lion typically does when it's in a fight. Lions can box, but they don't. You know what I mean? Um, I mean they do, but yeah, Bears tough. Um, in a Roman Coliseum. Five Navy SEALs with knives versus one polar bear. One crocodile. All right, wait. Let me go back. Yeah, probably the Navy SEALs. Probably, yeah, probably the five men with knives. Yeah, most likely. It's just being able to attack something from behind when it is paying attention to something in front of it is one crocodile in waist deep water versus eight humans with spears. I'll take the humans. Would you rather fight? I think I got this once. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I think for once, I think for once I might choose the 100 of something. Usually I choose the one of something, and I always say like 100's a large number. When we're talking about bodies, but Matt, yeah, that applies to you as well, females. But the horse isn't necessarily like I don't think a horse is designed for attack. Like it doesn't have any attacks. And if they were ankle tall, like I don't know, just like the shape of a horse is and where its weapons are, like its feet, like it can kick, but it has to like not face you. It has to like turn around and like mule kick you. They would probably be very fast. They would probably be something that you couldn't run away from. And maybe if they all started turning around and mule kicking you in the ankles, you might fall down to your knees and then they'll take you down slowly like that with like a bunch of mule kicks. Um, Maybe they'll start like trying to bite your shoe or bite your ankles from all around you. But I just feel like the way that they're structured at that size, like the way that their bodies are and at that size, like they would be the most kickable creatures. Like you could just kick like so many of them. Like you could like sweep them, like just like kick, like they'd they'd be so kickable. Like I wonder how many dozens you could just kick through. And they would just like fall over like dominoes. You know what I mean? And like and you can get because you can get with that size, like a horse that's the size of a duck, you can literally get your shoe underneath its tummy, underneath its stomach, like three of them, and fly them away. And like fly them away. And, or you could get really savage with it and start going fucking high knees through the crowd, high knees. I don't really. That's that's absolutely terrible. Like if you actually like allow yourself to like imagine like what that like the scene that would cause and like how that would feel or whatever, that's pretty wild. Um but just like in theory, you know what I mean? In theory. Um this is all in theory. And then like one giant duck, like that could be dangerous. Like that beak could be freaking heavy. Like that beak could be I mean like a horse-sized duck. Like I mean that shit, that beak, he could probably knock you out with that beak, eh? You know. Um. Oh, how far did I go? Um, 20 toddlers with unlimited stamina versus one adult trapped in a classroom. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, well, I'm not gonna fight the kids, man. I I'll fight the adult. Just fucking, that's terrible. I'll fight the adult, bruh. Like the fuck, and I'll win. I'll kick his ass. Um, I don't know why he's trapped in a classroom. Like the fuck, how did an adult get trapped in a classroom? One kangaroo versus two German shepherds. Ooh, I think the Roo might win. It's because the German shepherds might not expect those kicks, those sharp feet claws. They might get tail whipped. One medieval castle defended by 30 men versus 500 zombies. That's tough for me to say. If it's the, I think the 30 men, if they have bows and they have arrows and they lock the door, yeah, I think the castle and the men should win. Unless they're flying zombies, which usually zombies don't fly. I'm gonna start skipping some of these. What the fuck? One angry moose loose in Walmart versus 15 shoppers trying to survive. Three wolves versus a tiger. 50 rats in your house versus one venomous cobra in your bedroom. That's a tough one. That's a problem. That's a fucking problem, man. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem because 50 rats in your house isn't just an annoyance, it's a biohazard. You like my best inner channeling of ChatGPT? Anytime, like, I'm watching YouTube and like a video says, it's not just this, it's this. I'm like AI. I think it's AI and stuff like that. But no, rats. Yeah, 50 rats isn't just an inconvenience; it's a biohazard, right? Humans, rats, they pee, they poops, and if they're in your house, they're peeps and they're poops in your house, and a rat isn't a mouse. Rats are bigger. Rats are bigger than mice, and they are puckaheads. They are not good. 50 of them, bro, you would not sleep for 1 second. Like the smells that they would create would fucking murder, would kill you. The freaking the all your shit would be chewed up. There would be poops. Oh my goodness, man. 50 rats in your house, all your wires. Oh my god, the scratching you would hear. Psst, you would have to fucking, and like I said, they're big, bro. They're big. And so you would be hunting all day, bro. You would be hunting all day. And then, like, what's it? Is it gonna stay at 50 or are they gonna start reproducing and shit like that? Next thing you know, your house isn't your house anymore. It's the rat's house. The rats have the house. It's their house now. And so, like, what? 50? And so, like, you would have to be hunted. You would have to be hunting every day, all day, inside your own house. And, like, that would be so gross all over the place. Like, even you would kill one and it would be disgusting because, like, you just fucking killed a fucking rat. And, like, you're great. Now 49 more fucking brains to blow out. It's terrible. It's terrible. You don't 50 rats is not what you want. Not what you want. But then now so what's our other option? So we've established that we don't want 50 rats in our house. Uh what's the other option? One venomous cobra in your bedroom. Venom's bad. Okay, venomous is no good. Okay, there's one. There's one poo poo head. Okay, and you get yourself some weapons. Okay, you take a broom. Okay, get out of. See, it sounds worse in your bedroom. Okay, that's the same thing as in your house because you have more rooms than just your bedroom. Okay, you don't have to just be in your fucking bedroom with it. Okay, so the cobra's in your bedroom, but now you can be anywhere. Okay, you could be anywhere you want to be, and so what you do, okay, you get you get yourself you get yourself a broomstick. You get a broom, and then you get some knife, and then you tape the knife to the broom, and then you go into the bedroom and you get you get him, you get that snake. Okay, that's what you do. Way better is to have one cobra in your bedroom than 50 rats. Okay, honestly, honestly, even better yet, before you do that, hopefully, I don't know if all your clothes are in your bedroom, but if you could get access to like more layers of clothes, so like if it bites your arm or whatever, it's like, oh, that's cool. I had fucking three turtlenecks, four sweatshirts, and six jackets. Like I just like it don't matter. You can bite my shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that might be good, smart. A samurai versus a Viking on a rainy battlefield. I don't know enough about either of them to like legitimately comment on that. Like I don't know about like one has a sword, the other has an axe. Like one is the size of half Thor Johnson and the other one is like 5'7". How big were Vikings and how big were Samurais and who would win in a fight? All right, so I don't know why Joe Rogan leaves the impression that ancient Vikings were like Colossus men, but uh, they were average height. They were like 5'7" to 5'9". But the samurais 5'5" at the top at the high side, 5'3" to 5'5", and samurais were primarily horse archers. On foot, the Viking would probably do it. All right. Let me see if there's any other good ones here. Um, one grizzly bear versus 25 attack dogs. I think I'm good with the animals right now. Let's see. The dogs would probably win. 25 dogs would probably beat a grizzly bear. Every NBA player in history in a battle royale with no weapons. I don't understand what the question is. Who would win? Shaq. Um, one silverback. Okay. Gorilla versus 100 men, but the men get 24 hours to prepare. Would you rather survive 24 hours in the ocean with a shark nearby or 24 hours in the woods with a bear nearby? First of all, like at the end of the day, it really doesn't completely matter because it says you would survive, but maybe it meant like, would you rather try to survive one of those two? I'd do the woods, bro. Like, I don't want to. You would do the woods. Like, who would want to be in the ocean with a shark nearby? Like, what defense do you have? In the woods, you could get some sticks, bruh. Get some sticks, point them bitches, get them nice and pointy. Hiya! Raw spear, get away, bear, get away, Mr. Bear. I got a stick. Batman with no prep time versus John Wick with prep time. Give me Batman. Uh, A gorilla versus a lion inside an IKEA after closing time. The fuck, bro? Uh, a hippo versus a rhino, a Spartan warrior versus five modern bodybuilders, one eagle the size of a school bus versus 20 humans with baseball bats. Here's one: Prime Shack versus three average NBA centers. All right, and then shout out to Mike Tyson. I asked for like some Tyson ones. Prime Tyson versus chimpanzee. Prime Tyson versus uh, three NFL linebackers. Prime Tyson with 1 year of MMA training versus John Jones. Prime Tyson versus current Tyson. Oof. Tyson versus Ali. Huh. Tyson versus a lion. If Tyson gets a spear. Prime Mike Tyson trapped in a mall during a zombie outbreak. Current Tyson versus an average 22-year-old amateur boxer. All right, I'm good with these. I heard today actually that, or maybe I heard it yesterday or the day before. You know, but as far as professional heavyweight boxers in the world, um, Mike Tyson, current Mike Tyson, 59-year-old Mike Tyson, is ranked in the 300s out of like 7,000. So that's pretty good. You know, I think current day Mike Tyson, if nobody knew who he was, he would still be a huge problem for most boxing gyms across the nation. I feel like most boxing gyms he could walk into and be like their toughest fighter, like right off the street, you know. But today at 1,000,000 years old, um, hopefully he keeps boxing until he's 200. That's what I want to see. Um, if anybody can do it, it's Mike Tyson. So or Abraham. But yeah. With all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being, and I hope everything good happens to you, and all the good stuff. And until next time, okay? Okay. Yeah, next week, be there, be square. Okay, goodbye.